Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here with the American School of Hypnosis. Each week we have people sending in emails and calling asking our advice on helping their clients. Lots of times what they're looking for is if we have a helpful technique, suggestions, scripts, basically what we can tell them to be able to help their clients to progress in certain areas. Now we realize there's a lot of talented people and practitioners watching out there just like yourself. So what I'd like to do is to ask you to include your comments in the comment section below on how you would help this practitioner. I'm going to go ahead and give them the advice that I can, but think of it, the more advice they can get to help their client, the better. In fact, even though I'm going to give what I think can help them, the comment that you have, that you leave below, may be the one thing that resonates with them the most and what they'll actually be using. So that's what this is all about. Help us to help a practitioner. So today's comment is, let me go ahead and read it. Can you give me any methods, information, or suggestions you found that works that would help someone with social anxiety or even approaching people? That's a good one, social anxiety. Now, some things when you say them, such as stress or, right off the top of my head, you got great ideas. Social anxiety is not something I've had to deal with much, especially personally. As you know, look at me. In public, I'm a ham. I like to get in front of the camera. I like to get in front of people. So social anxiety probably wouldn't be my forte to give great advice on. But whenever I come up with a topic that I don't know a lot about or a lot of suggestions about, I use a thing called the theater of the imagination, which is what I'm going to tell you a little bit about now. Theater of the imagination is helping the client to use their own imagination to take care of their problem. Think of it. You've got a problem, whether it be social anxiety, stress, smoking, whatever the topic is. You know more about what it would take to help you than anybody else because you know what's going on in your mind. You know exactly what you want. So with the theater of the imagination, you're helping the client to use their imagination to see them as the goal them, to see yourself as the goal you. Here's how it works, okay? You would have the client close their eyes, go through the entire session, go through the, normally the induction, your depth test, your deepener, and where you would do the script, you would tell this to your client. I want you to imagine that you're an actor on a stage, and I'm the producer basically giving you instructions on how to act. Anything I say, you can immediately do. It's like magic. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is to imagine yourself on that stage in the goal situation, in your ideal situation. We're here talking about social anxiety. Imagine that just the opposite is so right now, that you're very comfortable in front of people. So imagine yourself right now anxious to get out on that stage, out front of many people, or whatever situation is you'd like to find yourself in. Imagine yourself feeling very comfortable, very confident, very happy to be there. And imagine your audience hanging on every word you're saying. You know they're enjoying everything you're saying and they're learning from you. They're very appreciative you're there. Imagine how it feels. See, now you're getting into the emotion again. So how does it feel to have conquered your, whatever the situation is, in this case, social anxiety? Imagine how it feels to be successful. How does it feel? Isn't that a wonderful feeling? Now, if you want some interaction, you could even say, if that feels great, go ahead and nod your head right now. Okay, so that when you see them nodding their head, you know they're right there. So that's how I would do it. I would use a theater of the imagination, have them imagine whatever the situation is. Like I said, I use this for anything when I'm not really sure of the proper suggestions to use, because the client knows what they want. The client knows what their situation is. The problems that they've had in the past, maybe in some kind of a social situation or in approaching people in general. So they know how it's been, they know what they want. So by asking them to imagine themselves on a stage as the goal them, they'll be able to see this. Or imagine themselves approaching people in the way they'd like to approach them, having the reaction they'd like to have. See, so they're picturing this and in the way that they want it to be. And let them know that this person they see on stage approaching people is them. It's the real them. It's how it can be and will be from now on. So the next time you're approaching a group of people or about to get on stage, climb those steps to get up front of people, imagine yourself doing it before you go, seeing this wonderful situation you're in right now. You see what I mean? So they can see it happening, and if they can imagine it, it can happen. The problem is when people are trying to progress, if you haven't imagined, or if you can't imagine in your mind what it's going to be like, then it probably won't happen. If you can't imagine yourself running a marathon and winning, then you probably won't. Matter of fact, some people say, I want to run a marathon, and they can't run across the street because it's not feasible. It's not imaginable. You need to be able to imagine it and believe that it can happen. So that's what I would use as the theater of the imagination. Now, there's a lot of other methods with hypnosis, just using straight suggestions. And again, I'd like to ask everyone watching this video right now to please help this practitioner by commenting below and leaving your ideas, suggestions, or whatever you feel would help in this situation. The more information we can get, the more we can help this practitioner and especially his client to progress and get past this hurdle. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and have a spectacular day. Bye-bye.